Hey y'all, I had a friend ask me, he wanted to know what happens with occupational disability when you'll get a decision to see if it's going to become a total and permanent disability. So for occupational disability, if you can be considered for occupational disability, when you file an application for disability, they consider both occupational disability and total and permanent disability, the Railroad Retirement Board. They typically make the occupational disability rating first because it's easier to make. They just have to determine that you can no longer perform your railroad job. So you'll usually get a letter. It doesn't tell you that you've been approved for occupational disability or total and permanent disability. It just says that you've been approved for disability. And then sometime later you'll get a letter that says that you've been granted a disability freeze or you have not been granted a disability freeze, which I don't like that language because a lot of folks don't really know what that means. So as far as time goes, I don't know right now how long it takes to get that disability freeze letter, but it's probably going to take several months because most of the time it's a joint decision between the Railroad Retirement Board and Social Security. For most folks, if they had any Social Security earnings, if they had worked somewhere else during their career, I think that typically usually involves what they call a joint freeze. And what that means is once Railroad Retirement Board has made their determination, they typically send it to Social Security to see if they agree with the decision. I've never seen one where Social Security didn't agree with it, but say Social Security does and then they send it back and say it's favorable, then they may get a disability freeze, which basically means typically that you meet the requirements for total and permanent disability, and hopefully that's going to get you early Medicare and also potential tax advantages, because if you go out on occupational disability, the entire Tier 1 and Tier 2 is treated like a private pension. But with total and permanent disability, usually the Tier 1 is treated like Social Security benefits for tax purposes, and the Tier 2 is treated like a private pension. Folks, if these videos are helping you out, if you would, please go to my TikTok bio. There's a link there. Click on it, leave a review. Also, leave a link in the comments. Thank you.